So what exactly is Bestia and who she is? And I say what she is not just in the idea of like, what species what was she a dragon before? No, she was a human before. They feel like that's very clear. But what was she in terms of her occupation or her life that led her to where she's at now? Because Wed is a very easy. Okay, yeah, we know why he's there. It's Ignat's his dad. I don't imagine we're going to be getting every single member of Fire and Flame and their entry into the guild, but whoever their top is, I feel like we would have to see them just because why would we not see information that led up to who Ignia would have at the leader of his guild, essentially, his direct person under him. So what exactly would be the most logical thing? So I think personally, this is my idea because there's tons of stuff that could be because there's ideas where as some people are saying like what idea is her power going to be, and I already seen people mentioning Godslayer. Godslayer magic seems to be a very reoccurring idea of magic people have online as like a new character, just because it's one that I think everyone wants it to get redeemed. I don't know. I feel like if once we get to like maybe a next generation series and we can have, I don't know, we would need to have a Godslayer as one of the other characters. You see him young with all the other characters, so they're stronger in proportionate, but they're not going to be a boss, so they're not just going to get toppled within the fight and then somehow either die or lose their magic, or it'd be Orga and just I don't know. He just kind of hangs out and plays drums, but Bestia, I would assume that she was the first one in the guild. Like I think it would just make sense that if whoever is going to be in this position as the leader of of the members of Fire and Flames directly below Ignia has to be somebody that he's going to trust a lot and probably have a strong history of. Plus, she's going to be the strongest. Then she has to have been somebody that was powerful beforehand, I would assume. Well, you can't even say assume because like they just became dragons that day, so she had to have been more powerful beforehand. And obviously, with Wed, she has to be more powerful than Wed, and we've seen Wed when he was human against Urza. So clearly, Bestia had to be of some significance. Now, the question though is how of significance? I think the thing that we need to look at is her whole tiara. She's got this crown of thorns with a sun in the center. Now, this is the same style sun that Ignia has on his chest. I believe there's one on his throne that is shaped like that. I have to double check, but on that one. But let me actually, I'll pull it up right now. But because I know it's the same one on his chest, but I know there's one that's a different one on his chair because his chair I think has two different sun styles. It might even have three, but it's the exact same one. So I think that it is another tell. And I believe this is again I believe that the whole crown of thorns is a nod to the fact that they're at Fire God Castle. And Fire God Castle is like, okay, well, was she somehow related to the Fire God? The thing, though, that would make the most sense to me is similar to that of you have Mildian with time and Chronos, is you have this place with Fire God Castle and with a Fire God. So she would have a takeover magic that would let her use God Soul and then whatever the Fire God is. And then combining that with her dragon abilities would be really cool to see. And because of that, I think it would make a lot of sense of why she would be in the guild because she would have a type of fire magic before everything. It would make sense of why her magic already is really crazy because she teleports Ferris and then has her in like a reverse dimension of some kind with like burnt landscapes and mountains and weird ashen trees. And on top of that, you look at the fact that if she, her design is very religiousy looking. So religiousy, religious in nature and theme. So it would make sense to go into this layout and pass into everything. Because if Ignia went to her and maybe they sparred and fought, because then that would also work into the story of how Ignia got here, why she works for Ignia, why she is so strong, because also she fought Ignia before. That would also check into her strength, and it would also make a lot of sense to where, if you know, again, I have to say if or assuming, but being Wed's mom, because I feel like this is the most logical possible way that it could go with Wed and Bestia and Ignia all being in the same chapter, all in the chapter where Wed is reveals to be Ignia's son. So I feel like that just makes the most sense. So we'll see exactly what she is and who she is and where she came from, hopefully in the next couple chapters. I'm worried about how she's going to last with Ferris because I personally believe that she is fighting Ferris and not Ignia. Or, sorry, I think Ignia's. Or, sorry, Ferris is fighting Bestia and not Ignia for the fact that I feel. Because Ignia would win just on the fact I feel. I don't think Ignia would be in a spot where he would lose the fight just based on the story. And then with Ferris, she needs a win, so Bestia would be the most logical way to hype her up with still giving her a fight. But anyway, tell me your thoughts below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.